This is Redallover instant reaction to a 1-1 draw at home against Cambridge United. Glorious day for football. Andy, glorious performance?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It is going to be a quick instant reaction because I didn't listen to Chris Mann, who ain't even in this country, is abroad somewhere nice and warm, and he said it was going to rain. So I said, no, it won't be. It was sunny when I set off. So anyway, never mind about that. I'm just getting wet, so it'll be quick. Right, for me, our first half weren't particularly great. I think we gave away a usual sloppy goal. I think, down their right, down their left, so on our right. Josh were out of position. Donny came across, missed it. Just get him a goal. The rest of the first half, for me, were characterised by a lack of movement. The only player I really saw, Keeler done a bit, the only player I really saw doing much movement was Max Waters. He was moving along the line. Most players were stood still, waiting for it. Are you going to pass it to me? Are you going to pass it to me? So it petered for me. We had a good chance where a ball was played and Max unselfishly headed it down to Keeler Dunn, who were on his own in middle of goal. And it happens, to the best of players. It's wet and what have you, and he scuffed it wide. It must have been easier to miss, but, it happens, doesn't it? It happens. Second half, Max did exactly the same, but we had Adam Phillips. Now, if you want a ball to drop to anybody 6 or 7 yards out, it's either Davis Keeler Dunn or Adam Phillips. Adam followed suit, and it went wide. We had a few chances, and their goalkeeper didn't really have a lot to do apart from flopping down and pretending to be injured and waste as much time as was humanly possible. And we're allowed to bite referee. We had a couple of good shots. One that looked a clear handball to me, but referee didn't get to one where Jallo was sent absolutely flying, and that were a penalty. As far as I could see, that was a penalty, clear as day. But we didn't get it. They might have got it. We didn't get it. So that were down to the ref. I do think as the game went on, it's been really hard following Barnsley over these last few weeks because we've been really poor. For me, in the second half, as soon as Jallo came on, he went at him, and that's what we've needed. Somebody to go at him. Weren't always successful, but a lot of time it was. We went for it. Johnny Russell, who was ponderous as a rhinoceros last week, suddenly decided he's a gazelle.
He had lots of space, didn't he, when he came on, and he actually used it, didn't he?
It was shifting. He must have been shifting because he was even faster than me. He was slower than me last week, but he was fast and played really well. So I thought we were very, very unlucky. It looked like it were going to be a 1-0 defeat and, glorious defeat. 'Cause I thought we played pretty well in the second half, despite all the gloom that surrounded us for weeks. I thought they played and showed they were bothered. The poor shifting, didn't all us come up, the poor shifting. And I think it was our just desserts. The people might disagree and say it were rubbish. Our just desserts when John Lewis, who worryingly is not sponsored by John Lewis.
No. Missed a trick there, haven't we?
We're a marketing ploy. Bunged it in. So our just desserts. So.
Yeah, I mean, Connor, it was a tough start for him at home against Cambridge, who I know we're not having in a great run of form, but they're having a terrible run of form, and we were probably expected to outscore them, I think. It didn't work out in the first half, but credit to him, you've got to give him some credit. Made changes, changed formation as well. Went to sort of more of a flat back four.
Yeah.
And I think it paid off. I think you're right, Jallo changed the game, to be honest. He was definitely a big threat going forwards and probably a stake to claim for a start next week. I think Blanded played really well. He might got man of the match, but I thought he made he didn't look out of sorts, did he? He give a good account of himself. Certainly didn't weaken the defence.
I was going when you said I was going to say that. I thought Jonathan Bland had a really, really good game. When he first came in, thinking we really are down to the bones because he's a young lad and
these are players we've called back off from loan, aren't they?
They were excellent. Well played to him. I'm saying a debut, but well played to him. He had a good game, and he deserved his man of the match. There's others that could have, but fair play to him.
Yeah, like I say, it certainly didn't weaken that defence, and I thought, so going forwards, do you think we are looking slightly more positive than we were this time last week after the Mansfield game? Do you think Connor's there was a little chink of a bit of an improvement, would you say?
I thought after a mess of the first half early on, and I think, I don't know if it were down to change of personnel or being talked to at half time, a lot more urgency, a lot more bothered in the second half, showed that they wanted to play and wanted to get forward, and that bodes well. We'll see against Wigan, won't we? We'll see away at Wigan. We'll see.
I mean, you'd expect it to be
yes is the answer.
A different game. Obviously, Cambridge needed the points, 1-0 up so early on through a poor goal, and then they're going to park the bus, which you can 100%, and wasting time, etc. You can see why they're doing that. You'd expect Wigan to be a different proposition.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing an away end with Charlie, as you well know, with Charlie Keegan from Central Wigan on Tuesday night. We're recording it, so that'll be interesting to see what he thinks of their season so far. Hopefully he'll be as miserable as I might be. I'll try to be less miserable this one since we've not lost, but we have to say we've not won. But we've snatched a draw from the jaws of defeat. So
definitely.
It's better than it was. The scoreline and the performance was better than it was. Yeah,
I would agree. It was slightly improved. I mean, we're not going to jump around and say we were great, but it was slightly. Second half, I thought was slightly better. Still lacking quality because we didn't really make their keeper didn't make a lot of saves, did he? No.
And we know we'll be doing a preview show on Wednesday. Well, I won't be. I'll not be sunning myself. I'm in Centre Parks in pouring rain I'm a good day past Centre Parks, so I'll not be doing it. But I'll be thinking of you all while I'm swimming or in the sun lounger. Maybe not.
Nice.
But I know that on that, as well as previewing, as the main show, previewing the Wigan game, we'll also be discussing the what I suppose has become the near-half statement or interview at some length. So that'll be an interesting thing, and I'm sorry I'm going to be missing that. So.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your opinion on that. Would you like to give us a little sneak preview of just maybe what you might have thought? No, not stepping into that.
No.
So
mixed feelings.
Okay.
I know it's been getting a lot of stick, but I'm not going to give him the same stick that a lot of people have.
Okay.
I think I would just say this. I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, here we go. He's not saying it, but you've got a sneak preview.
I would just say this. He said, and I do think it's a bit of a, how can I put it, a fool's paradise to say that we were going to be top 3 or top 4 at the start of the season. I do think that. But what I would ask is that people who are saying he's talking rubbish, think about what they predicted at the start of the season before we signed Davis Keeler Dunn a month into the season, because a lot of people predicting top 6. And remember New Year's Day here, when we beat Wrexham to go 5th with the same squad, apart from some that everybody thinks is rubbish that have come, and we're going to go for automatic. We're going to finish in top 2. A lot of people were saying that there were a good chance of that. So bear all that in mind. Have a think back to what you thought at the start of the season on a New Year's Day before injuries took their toll. It's not all as bad as it feels it is.
And there we have the philosophical...
Except refereeing, that's still rubbish.
Oh, of course. Well, the philosophical Andy Simcox giving his exclusive semi-opinion on the near-half interview, which we will cover on Wednesday in greater detail. But for now, under the clouds, which is how it's been for the last 6 weeks, let us know what you thought of today's game. Don't forget to catch up with Andy for his away end, and also, if you want to get your early opinions in about that interview before we do that on Wednesday, then feel free. But for now, it was a 1-1 draw, which, not great, but as Andy said, we managed to get a draw right in the last minute, so we'll take it. Anyway, you Reds!
Finally, as Kenneth Wolstenholme said in 1966, there are some people on the pitch, they think it's red all over. It is now.